All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I can't be at school today, but I would like you to continue on with your lesson. So it's important that you remember the Bohr diagram from yesterday. Here is a Bohr diagram for aluminum. You'll notice that there is 3 shells. I'm putting dots on each of them as we speak. The innermost circle is not a shell. The innermost circle is your nucleus. Okay, so that does not count as a shell. All right, for our shells, you need to remember that we have 4 shells total possible, and we can only put 2 in the first, 8 in the second, 8 in the third, and 2 in the last. Okay, so that's important for you to remember. It is also important for you to remember that you cannot move on to the next shell until the previous one is full. So if we look at aluminum, there's 2 electrons in that first shell. That is full. Once it becomes full, then you can go on to the second shell, which fits 8. If we look at the periodic table, you'll notice that aluminum can hold, or it has 13 electrons. In the outer shell, you'll see that there's 3 electrons total. Okay. The supply teacher indicated you had problems with standard notation. Here is the general idea. You're going to include the element symbol, the atomic mass up near the top as a subscript, okay, or sorry, superscript, and the atomic number as a subscript beside the element. All right, at this point, please pause the video so that you can go over Lewis dot diagrams. Lewis dot diagrams are an important thing for you to understand as they will go over the structure of an element. Lewis dot diagrams are another way of showing the electrons in the outer shell of an element. Okay? You must first find the element on the periodic table and determine the valence electrons. Valence electrons is a key word. It is the number of electrons that are in the outermost shell of an element. To actually complete a Lewis dot diagram, I often suggest you start with your Bohr diagram. It is going to show you the best way of looking at how many electrons are in the outer shell. There's 3 electrons in the outer shell of aluminum. So to do the Lewis dot diagram, we're first going to draw in the symbol, and then we're going to, just like we would place the electrons in the shell of the Bohr diagram, we're going to draw in the electrons around the outside of the element symbol. Okay, so there is 3 valence electrons in our outer shell of aluminum. Okay, here they are again, 1, 2, 3, and that translates into putting them in the 3 positions of the Lewis dot diagram. I would like you to now get the handout from the supply teacher and draw the Lewis dot diagrams for the first 20 elements. When you are finished, it is important that you look for at least 2 patterns on the periodic table.